relates to the statement that you said the Minister for Regional Cooperation was still carefully putting together. Mr. Speaker, you know, we have invested money in doing roads linking us to Eastern DRC. You also know, Mr. Speaker, that we are paying almost $1 trillion shilling to DRC because of stealing its gold. We've been paying money in the budget. I am only requesting, if you may find the pleasure, Mr. Speaker, in asking the Minister for Regional Cooperation to update us on especially the investment we have made, which makes sense, especially trade. And then finally, Mr. Speaker, the banning of our embassy, as you say, the Minister will explain. I have raised the issues here of the reckless conduct of our CDF. The other day he spoke in defense of, in support of M23, and we nearly got chased from Congo, our military who is fighting there. Can you, Mr. Speaker, also ask defense to come here and explain? Because these things were bound to happen. When you're talking about it, some MPs thought we were joking. The way he was mocking Congo, the reckless nature of the CDF, the trouble that it has started causing Uganda, because that banning of our embassy is partly because of his tongue. Can you, Mr. Speaker, procedurally ask defense to come here and explain if now they have contained his tongue? Because sooner than later you'll have a problem either with Khartoum, with Ethiopia, the other it was Kenya, now they are banning our embassies our embassy in Congo.
Yeah, thank you.
As the legislature is in many respects the gatekeeper of our country. And so when there's critical matters of concern out there, they can be discussed on talk shows and so on, but Parliament is critical because this is where Ugandans are represented. Honorable Speaker, I want to draw your attention and to seek your indulgence. There is a brewing conflict in Eastern DRC. DRC is our neighbor. There are a couple of Ugandans who are in DRC, and what's happening there is of great concern to us as a country. Honorable Speaker, for about 4 years, the Ugandan ambassador to DRC has not been accredited. So I actually keep wondering about our relationship with DRC, what it's like as we speak today. I'll also remind you that while Uganda waived visa fees for DRC, DRC has not returned the same favor. So it appears to me as if we have some kind of frosty relationship with DRC, and now with the ongoing conflict there, it is concerning. Maybe government needs to update us on, number one, our border, what's happening around that situation. Number two, Ugandans who are held in DRC, given the conflict that's happening there. And as you know, Uganda has previously been blamed for supporting M23. Of course, government denied that, but that blame has come through. Honorable Speaker, we have our troops in DRC. You remember years ago, Uganda raided DRC. DRC took us to court, and we are still paying heavily. So given all that is happening, it's very concerning. And I thought through your chair, Honorable Speaker, government would update us because we are caught in this, because these are our neighbors, we have Ugandans across, and all the other attendant issues. I thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you with the Minister of State for Regional Cooperation, Honorable John Murimba, and he was asking for space on the order paper to bring a statement to update us on the happenings in DRC, especially with the banning of our embassy today. Yes, our embassy this afternoon was banned, is on fire. So I've told him that he should get back to me in the evening when the statement is ready. We can accommodate him tomorrow, okay? as the first item, and then we go to the PFP. But government already has moved requesting for space on the order paper. And they were in a meeting, right now they were in a meeting, because I told him if I could give him space today, but he told me, of course, statements of this nature, you have to be very, very cautious, or else you might end up causing much more problems. So they were in a meeting, and he told me they had already been speaking to the CDF of DRC. Then they were consulting other people to finalize on a statement which can come here. So I request that we do tomorrow, we give him space, since it was his initiative. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, be patient until tomorrow. But Right Honourable Speaker, you issued an order paper and also directives and confirmations from the Attorney General last week that you'll be here to actually present that statement on Dr. Besigye. But also, secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, the other issue, the order paper is very clear, and I think the third item was on the ongoing voter verification. I do not see the minister responsible here. Where? Oh, he's just arriving. Were actually for the Attorney General. But
thank you for mobilizing him.
Yes, since Doug has walked in, I now rest my case, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
Is on the executive order by the U.S. government instructing all agencies.
No, but Honourable colleagues,
yes.
Now you've started raising matters of national importance. I thought you were on procedure. Yeah, okay. Because I have matters of national importance listed here.
Okay, thank you.
I have relates to the statement that you said the Minister for Regional Cooperation was still carefully putting together. Mr. Speaker, you know, we have invested money in doing roads linking us to Eastern DRC. You also know, Mr. Speaker, that we are paying almost $1 trillion shilling to DRC because of stealing its gold. We've been paying money in the budget. I am only requesting, if you may find the pleasure, Mr. Speaker, in asking the Minister for Regional Cooperation to update us on especially the investment we have made, which makes sense, especially trade. And then finally, Mr. Speaker, the banning of our embassy, as you say, the Minister will explain. I have raised the issues here of the reckless conduct of our CDF. The other day he spoke in defense of, in support of M23, and we nearly got chased from Congo, our military who is fighting there. Can you, Mr. Speaker, also ask defense to come here and explain? Because these things were bound to happen. When you're talking about it, some MPs thought we were joking. The way he was mocking Congo, the reckless nature of the CDF, the trouble that it has started causing Uganda, because that banning of our embassy is partly because of his tongue. Can you, Mr. Speaker, procedurally ask defense to come here and explain if now they have contained his tongue? Because sooner than later you'll have a problem either with Khartoum, with Ethiopia, the other it was Kenya, now they are banning our embassies our embassy in Congo.
Yeah, thank you. Tomorrow we are getting the statement, and I can see your submission was more or less debating the statement which we're expecting tomorrow. So let's first get the statement tomorrow, okay? Then if there are any clarifications from government, they'll be made here. They'll be made. Number two, really, I think it will be unfair for me to ask a Minister of Foreign Affairs to come and update government on roads we are doing in DRC, on on payments when these roads and their funding was approved by us as Parliament, and there is a sectoral committee in charge. When the money that has been paid as reparation to DRC was approved by us as Parliament, we might not have same opinions on the same, okay? But at least all this was done with the resolution of Parliament. So I think the committee is responsible when we are handling the budget and all that. Please look into these matters, and then the members will pick interest. Otherwise, I wouldn't want us to mix a lot of issues. The situation in Congo is very fragile. I don't want us to come here with statements, again, which will really add in salt into the wound. I don't want us to really inflame the situation. So let's wait for the minister tomorrow, then we shall see how we will handle. Honorable Ssemujju, then Honorable Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. Congo, is that I think Uganda Airlines must take...
DRC.
DRC.
You know there is Congo Brothers.
Yes, DRC must take in... Uganda Airlines should take in attention from now, immediately, because they have business in DRC and is always flying there. But, Mr. Speaker, my other issue is that since tomorrow you have called us here, tomorrow at 10, I would pray that the front bench becomes more healthy than it is today, because we need them to respond to issues. And you know we have a challenge with the Prime Minister of Uganda. He's never here. She only comes on Thursday for Prime Minister's time, yet is the leader of government business. A number of issues in the budget must be reflected and must be responded to by the Prime Minister. I'm not attacking the one who's sitting here, and I want to praise her very much. But sometimes we don't get substantial answers from her. But the substantive Prime Minister should be entering appearance here every day whenever we are sitting. Because that's why she was appointed.
Order.
Order on what?
Is it in order for Honorable Ssemujju to allude that the office of the Prime Minister is not represented? Because there's no single day that this House has been on without a representation from the office of the Prime Minister. Is Honorable Ssemujju in order, right, Honorable Speaker?
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, I received a notice from the Right Honorable Prime Minister representing government. That's why she's not here. But she has been giving us time. And really, when she comes, she gives us enough time. And she, even Thursdays, the time she gives us on Thursdays is valuable time. You know, it's very, very important time. And tomorrow I request, in fact, I'll be shocked to find there is a minister which is not represented when we are discussing their budget. I don't know how they will be wanting to operate. So I hope we come in so that the Minister of Finance doesn't carry the burden alone. Government Chief Whip, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Lead of Government Business, ensure each ministry tomorrow is represented at 10 so that we can kick off business well. Finally, Honorable Katsala.
Thank you, Mr. S. As a community, our great fathers migrated, born and migrated and came to Uganda. So naturally, we are, by extension and by tradition, Congolese, because that's where our great parents came from. Now, under the value system, I am my sister's keeper and I am my brother's keeper. Now that we have an insecurity condition, Mr. Speaker, sir, and you have wisely guided, can I request you, Mr. Speaker, that the fact that it consists of border, DRC, our intelligence, offensive, defensive, and military capabilities should be scaled up. This country, Mr. Speaker, has not recovered from the shock of our lives. 42 Ugandan citizens, students, in a boarding school in a pondry, burned